Hey guys, if it's your first time here, don't forget to hit that sub button along with the bell as I post videos daily ranging from Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and pop culture in general, as well as reactions, live streams, and reviews. If you enjoy what you see here, hit that like button, subscribe, as I said earlier, and share. Appreciate all the support 3000. Enjoy the video. Looks like we're off to a flyer as the debut of the highly anticipated Mandalorian just dropped with episode 1, and what a way to start, as well as introduce the brand new character himself, played by Pedro Pascal. Just a quick heads up, this video will contain spoilers, so make sure if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go and watch the episode first, then come back here and watch the review afterwards. So, final warning, this video will contain spoilers, no complaints in the comments please. Right? Final warning? Okay, let's go. The episode opens up with him searching for an item which is nothing other than a good old bounty hunt, and then after laying waste to the scum and villainy that are merely in his way, he proceeds to collect and make tracks so he can cash it in. While aboard the ship, we have ourselves a nice little Life Day reference, of course that being the holiday special in which Boba Fett made his first ever appearance to screen, and the original design of Boba is what Mandalorian is based on, including his weapons, especially the long weapon. Comment down below if this makes Life Day canon to you, and I kinda wanna say yes. Yes, maybe. The prisoner tries to outsmart the gunslinger and ends up facing a similar fate to that of Han Solo, and the sound of carbon freeze is once more upon us, this time in a bit more of a brutal fashion, so to speak. Han was ready to accept his fate. This was more like, I'm going to shove you in it, and you're going to accept. Throughout the whole episode, there are several Easter eggs, including multiple versions of astromech droids, tying into Mando's disdain for droids following his flashbacks to the days of the Clone Wars, with several place shots of battle droids running rampant. We will most likely see more and more of these as the show progresses. I do love the galaxy's take on separatists as this intimidating and threatening force, especially in the eyes of a frightened family scurrying from position to position, trying to survive the onslaught that these droids are laying waste to, giving the droids the fear factor that they sorely need, as sometimes when viewing the prequels a lot of people will see them as comedic or goofy or just unintimidating, same as with the Clone Wars. We get a brief introduction to Carl Weathers' character that Mando is dealing with. I'm sure that will be a recurring theme throughout the show, and hey, Apollo Creed, it's always a win. I also like the idea that Imperial credits mean absolutely nothing following the Empire's downfall. It's a small detail, but it goes a long way in telling us about the current state of the galaxy. I love it, as this show can explore the things the movies don't have time to. Speaking of Easter eggs, we get a few shots of what appears to be the same species as Jabba's pet being roasted on a spit with others in cages, or at least I'm sure that's what it is. And hey, well, you know, it's what you get for ripping out 3PO's eye. We get a look at a spy/informant similar to that of the Imperial spy from A New Hope, and we get a cluster of species lurking in the background, including Trandoshans, the race of other bounty hunter Bosk. Will we see an appearance from him? Who knows? We get appearances from new characters as well as old. We also get several species that appear that we know and love. We also see blurgs on screen for the first time ever that were heavily featured in the Clone Wars, and it's a nice little Filoni touch. You can tell he had a hand in this. Love you, Dave. We also get a look at Taika Waititi's character IG-11, who, like most robots in Star Wars, has a snarky sense of humor, but with a more hands-on approach. I think you know what I mean by that. Pretty much going John Wick on everyone that was in the vicinity. Now, in case it's unclear, spoilers. If you're sure, are you ready? You've seen the episode. I don't want to give away the biggest spoiler and then you complain. Okay, let's go. For the longest time since his introduction, Yoda has become one of the most household names in pop culture and a legacy character of the franchise. Little is known about him or his species other than the appearance of him and Yaddle, who is another council member, but by the time of the Clone Wars, she was no longer on it, and those two were it. Until now, as there is another little green life form post Return of the Jedi, as Yoda passed away. Being the target of both the Mandalorian and IG-11, Mando guns down IG within seconds, echoing what has been planted throughout the episode, which ties into his childhood with his family presumably being murdered by the droids, echoing here, and history is repeating itself. So, lots of questions. Lots of questions, but let's head into the overview section. This is the part of the video where more or less it's a summary of the episode as a whole and a bit of a roundup. Seeing them green ears threw me into shock, questions started flooding my mind, so many questions, and I have no doubt this will play into the very future of Star Wars. I'm excited to see what happens to the mini Yoda going forward, but overall the episode was fantastic, the setup was great, and the overall tone and feeling of what the galaxy is and what the galaxy has become is sure to be a fun one. Mando is a unique addition to Star Wars lore. I love his take no crap attitude, and he's not afraid of getting into a fight no matter the odds, as he even says to a stormtrooper. When the stormtrooper says, "You're 4-1, Mando replies, "I like those odds," more or less. I love the Western vibe in the fact that this is Star Wars, and after all, Star Wars is essentially a Western in space. And this is more of the free flow section, so this is a part where it's unscripted. These are just my off the dome thoughts, they're unedited. I really like this episode. I think it's a great testament to Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and Pedro Pascal especially Pedro going forward. If you've not seen Pedro Pascal in anything before, he was also in Kingsman as another gunslinger, so this is the perfect role for him. I'm very excited for the introduction of Gina Carano's character, unless we've seen her already and maybe I missed it. Also, that's a thing. Comment down below if I missed anything, ladies and gentlemen. I really enjoyed this episode. I think the other episodes will have a lot to offer. Now, if you don't know, the next episode will be on the Friday, and then from then on, it will be on a weekly basis moving forward. And for the last time, Mandalorian is not Boba Fett. They are two separate characters, but does this mean we won't see Boba Fett? That is... You see, I'm not sure about that one. I would love to say that yes, maybe we will see Boba, but I think it might be too soon. Let's let Mandalorian become an established character of his own first, and then if you want to bring Boba Fett in or other legacy characters, then you can do that. But then that might canonize the escaping Sarlacc pit that Boba Fett did, which I would be fine with. I mean, you know, a lot of people hated the idea that Boba Fett escaped. Personally, I think it gave him a little bad arsery, because in the original trilogy, all he did was sort of stand there and look cool. He didn't really do anything, but that would add to him. That would add to him. But in terms of this, I'm happy with the direction they're going. I like the more mature tone. Obviously, when the Mandalorian shoots the door and the door closes and the body gets cut in half, it does a bit of a cutaway, because at the end of the day, it's still Star Wars. You still got to keep that brand true to its roots, and kids will probably most likely watch, so you've still got to take that into consideration when you put any level of violence in, which I'm fine with. It was still a bit brutal anyway, and when the door shut, even I went, ugh. As far as where it can go from here, I'm very excited. So far we got ourselves a mini Yoda, we got Apollo Creed, we got a gunslinger. I'm excited to who else they add to the roster. This show could be the potential for many bounty hunters to appear, as they do not have to stay within one planet. Mandalorian can spread across the galaxy if he wants to, he can explore other underworlds, and he can really expand the Star Wars lore, as most times in the films we kind of stick to one or two planets and just follow the main story. This is about the outsiders. This is about the characters you see in the background who are running around with ice cream makers and making orange juice / blue milk. This is one of them things. This is following those characters. And for those who ask, yes, I would like Mandalorian to be a playable character in Battlefront 2. I don't expect Cal Kestis to come to Battlefront 2, just quite simply because Jedi Fallen Order is just about to release, and EA won't want to take that away from the game. You want to play as Cal, you play that game. Maybe a year from now, on Jedi Fallen Order's 1 year anniversary, maybe it's a possibility, but as of right now, Jedi Fallen Order is going to be completely far off. However, I would like to say that maybe Mandalorian content is possible, and they did push back a lot of Battlefront 2 content, so it makes me wonder, there might be more at play here than what we're thinking. And I'm excited to see if there'll be many appearances from the past, present, and future, tying all into this new story. And let's go. Not bad. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that will do for this little video. If you enjoyed this, make sure you comment down below and let me know if you'd like to see more of it. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And make sure you comment down below what your favorite part of the episode was, and I will also give you a shout out in the next video, whoever is the best commenter. See you all in another video soon. I was trying to think of a good way to end it there, but I'll just end it with...
Yeah? Good.